Wondering what the typical closing costs are for a home seller? While it's true that buyers pay the most closing costs, this doesn't mean sellers are completely off the hook. If you don't take into consideration what your closing costs are ahead of time, you run the risk of eating into your home sale profit and not earning as much as you thought you would. This is Nathan Clark with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty here in New England. In this video, I'll explain 6 of the typical closing costs for a home seller. If you'd like more real estate advice like this, check us out at nathanclarkteam.com, and don't forget to like and subscribe below. Now let's get started. Realty commission fees make up the most significant expense for sellers. This is because they traditionally pay for both their own realtor's commission as well as the buyer's agent fee. In total, this can be 6, 7, or 8% of the home purchase price. Of course, the exact price will depend on the realtor's exact commission rates, but the commission rate is an avoidable closing cost. Like anybody thinks if they sell their home themselves, they can avoid it. You can't, because you're still going to have a buyer's agent commission. 99% of buyers use a buyer's agent. So number 2 is a title insurance. Another common closing cost for home sellers is the title insurance fee. Title insurance protects the home buyer in the event that the title search on your property turns up an unexpected claim of ownership. The title insurance is the time that you'll use that. It ranges from 0.5% to 1% of the home sale price, and it'll take care of anything that was on the title that wasn't recorded. Somebody come out and say there's a lien that wasn't recorded. The title insurance will protect the buyer on that when they buy the property. Every loan's going to require title insurance out there, so that's not something you can get away with. The third thing is taxes and homeowner fees. If you live in a homeowner association in your home sale, you'll have to pay a couple of different taxes and HOAs. First, it's your responsibility to make sure all property taxes are paid up to the closing date in the transaction. Here in Rhode Island, the taxes are billed in arrears, so a lot of times you may think you're up to date on your taxes, but your town or city may bill 6 months in the rear. So when you have to close, you have to make up for those 6 months in the arrears, make it equal to your closing date, and they'll do that math by the day when you close. After the date of the sale, the home buyer will take care of the property taxes from that point forward. If you live in a homeowners association, you'll need to keep up on the date on the homeowners association fees. That will also be prorated. Another tax you'll have to pay is a deed transfer tax. This is a tax that your state or local jurisdiction may charge when the ownership of the property is transferred. The amount often depends on the value of the property. They could charge, they used to charge $4 per thousand in Rhode Island. Every state is different. Some states charge a flat rate. Florida charges a ton. In addition, some states split the cost of the transfer tax between the buyer and seller, and that is also negotiable. Remaining mortgage balance aside from property taxes are also something that's going to be covered. You'll also have to pay off what's left of your mortgage. I think everybody knows that. But if you have any liens, like took out credit on the property, line of credit, you'll have to pay that at the closing. You'll use the buyer's funds for that, and the money left over will go towards any of the liens, and after that, you get the rest. To pay off your mortgage, you'll need to contact your lender. If you're doing this all by yourself, you'll have to get these things. If you're using our office, for example, we'll make sure that's all taken care of at closing. Everything's paid off. You get a statement of good standing, and the lien will be discharged and recorded at the city or town hall. Number 5 would be seller concessions. Seller concessions are used as a way to sweeten the deal for the buyer. Very common in a buyer's market. The seller will pay things like the buyer's closing costs to help them be able to afford the property, or maybe they'll buy a rate down. I've done videos on that. The concessions can include the cost of repairs that come up during the home inspection. As I said before, rate buy downs, loan origination fees, appraisal fees, any other fees associated with the closing cost the buyer may ask you to pay, and they'll put a cap on that. They'll say seller to pay $7,000, $10,000 of buyer's closing costs, and maybe you go back and negotiate $5,000. Whatever way it is, that is a very common thing in a buyer's market. The other thing is attorney fees. An optional cost you may encounter while you're selling is an attorney fee. I always widely tell people if you're selling your property that you should have an attorney represent you. It's not that much money, but it's better than having the buyer's bank represent you, which is not really representing you. They just have representing the bank and the buyer. Of course, you'll only be responsible for paying your own attorney, but you may consider paying the buyer's attorney fees if that's part of the concessions also. The typical home sale and closing costs can quickly add up, as you can see, and cut into potential profits. For this reason, it's very crucial to make sure when you sit down with your realtor, the realtor knows what your closing costs are, and then give you a breakdown, or a net sheet is what we call it, and give you a best example of what you can expect to have left in your pocket. If you'd like me to give you a breakdown of what you'd have left in your pocket, I'd be more than happy to do that. No charge. Feel free to contact me anytime. My name is Nathan Clark. We've been serving real estate in New England for 21 years and having the necessary knowledge and experience to help you I'll walk you through all the situations that are out there. So feel free to give me a call. We'll put a plan together. If you'd like more information on home selling or learn more about working with our team here in New England, feel free to give me a call at 401-288-3557 or visit us at nathanclarkteam.com. I'm Nathan Clark, and thanks for watching.